Hey everyone, it's JoJo with JoJo Sports. Today we're going to be talking about how are we going to prepare a card for grading. Should we send in a card? Is it even worth sending in to PSA or BGS? Now, one of the things we have to do, it's going to cost us anywhere between $10 and $20 or even more if we want to expedite it to get a card graded. So if you want to get a card graded and get it a nice 10, with PSA, I wouldn't send it in if I didn't think it was going to get a 10. BGS, I wouldn't send it in if I didn't think I was going to get a 9.5, unless it's a noir or a very rare card that you just want to have graded for authenticity purposes. But other than that, how do we tell if a card is good enough? Well, we have some tools here. We have a little flashlight, that helps. It's a black light. We have a loop. We could get some really good up-close shots of what it looks like on the corners. So with a loop, you are going to look at the corners. I don't know if you could even see in there, but maybe you can. Probably not. Oh yeah, you can. So we're going to look at that corner. Yeah, it's not coming out too well, but there you go. So see, that's a nice corner. And you look on the edges, it's going to look nice. And that's another nice corner. So that's what you're going to want to do. And if you get good at it, you could tell if something is a little rounded on the corner or if the edge is a little frayed. So if you see that on any of these cards, you probably don't want to get them graded. And that's what a lot of guys on eBay do. They look at the cards themselves, and if it doesn't fit the criteria that it might get a PSA 10 or a BGS 9.5 or higher, then they just list it on eBay as a raw pack pulled card. So a lot of the ones that you are buying on eBay that aren't graded are most likely never going to be a 10 unless it's just some small collector that just is trying to get rid of cards. So how do we figure out if a card's surface is clean? Now that's another issue. A lot of people overlook the surface. So anytime you're preparing to send a card out, look at it up close. Put it in the light, kind of go back and forth, and I don't even know if you can see this right here, but there's going to be a fingerprint right up here in this region. So you could tell if there are fingerprints or other blemishes. And a lot of them, you might not even, say you're wearing gloves like me and you're like, how did a fingerprint get in there? Well, sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it's the people at the factory. If you're buying it off eBay, it's something else that you could get. So what you want to do is get a little microfiber cloth, and very carefully, without snagging any of the edges or corners, you're just going to give it a little once over. What I like to do is fold it up just a little bit. Press down a little bit, clean it up. Because PSA, they're just going to grade it the way you send it to them. They're not going to clean your card for you. So if you have a fingerprint or a little smudge, there goes your surface grade. So get it a little clean as you could get it. Make sure the corners are nice, and then you're going to drop it right in a sleeve. I have another video on how to properly place it in a sleeve without damaging the corners or edges. Go ahead and check that out. But that's what you want to do for the surface. Make sure you clean it off before you send it in, guys. That's a big mistake a lot of guys make. And of course, we're going to have the one that most people know how to do, and that is going to be how to check the center. So the centering of a card, I don't know if you could tell, but we're going to look right here on one of these prisms. You're going to look on the edge and tell me if the border on this side is the same as the border on this side. Now, this is actually interesting. I don't know if you guys could see this, but even on this PSA 10, this corner is not this edge is not as centered as it could be. Right here is going to be narrower than over here, and that's not how it's supposed to be. You want it to be as centered as possible. So this card right here, even though it got a 10, isn't as centered as it could be, which is why some people say, I'd rather get BGS 10s, because BGS 10s are a lot harder to get than a PSA 10. So let's look at the same card that's pack pulled that hasn't been graded. Make sure you look at the centering before you send it off. Some cards are just not even close to being centered. A lot of the pack pulled cards, they're just off, especially with prisms. And that's why when you get a BGS 10 or BGS 10 black, it's super rare. So make sure it's centered and look at those corners with a loop, those edges. Always wear gloves, and you're going to be in pretty good shape once you start sending them off. So always look at those cards. All right, next what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and open a pack. Now this is a pretty cool one. These are 2018, 2019 Prisms, and this is gonna be the jumbo packs. What are they called? That might have a Doncic rookie. So I'm excited, or Trae Young. You know, Trae Young, Doncic. That's what we're gonna be looking for. If we could get one of those, I'll be really excited. So why don't we go ahead and we'll dig right into it. Again, the first pack is just kind of to open up the other packs. A pack and 3 packs inside a pack. So here are the 3 packs. So right away I'm kind of feeling for thickness, see if we have any autographs. Doesn't feel any extra thick. So why don't I go ahead and start with the bonus one. I think this is 3 cards. So we'll open these very carefully. And right away, is it? Oh no, never mind. I thought I saw Trae Young. I saw a red jersey, but it's Jeff Green. Okay, we got Ursan Ilyasova. We got Gorgie Dieng. And Jeff Green. Alright, no rookies. So we'll go ahead and set that down over here. So 1 pack down, 3 to go. Alright, let's get that Doncic. I mean, there's some good inserts in here too. Get some Doncic autographs. A lot of different things we could get. Aton's also a good one. He's underappreciated, guys. I'll talk a little bit about him in another video. Alright. Drazen Petrovic. Dwayne Dedman. John Stockton. Solid guy, never got much credit. Jabari Parker. And that's it for that pack. So again, no rookies. Go ahead and set that down. 2 packs to go. Oh, I see a silver. You guys see that? Shining through. All right. Let's hope for a rookie silver. We got Zach LaVine. Uh-oh, here it is. Slowly. Jamal Murray. Not a rookie, though. That would be good if it was his rookie, but not his rookie. Then we have Jerome Robinson. And then we have... You know what? Is he a rookie? I guess so. Freshman phenoms. And Derek Favors. All right. We'll put that over here and moving on to our last pack. Hopefully we have a Doncic in here. Or Trae Young. Let's go Trae Young. Let's get a Trae Young silver or something like that. Doncic silver. DeMar Carroll. Derrick Rose. Grayson Allen. And Chandler Parsons. Alright guys, well, no big hits, but hopefully in our next video we'll get something big. Alright, JoJo Sports, subscribe please.